everyone, today we can discuss how to write a formal or official letter. I've seen many students and even grown-ups failing to write an official letter in its correct format. There are many circumstances in your life when you are supposed to write a formal letter, maybe to your teacher, maybe to your principal, your authority, your manager, or even in your examination. So I've decided to create a video to make sure that after watching this video, you may be confident enough to write a formal letter in its actual format. So let's get started. So what is a formal letter? It is a letter that we are writing officially to the authority, to the principal, to the manager, to the teachers, or somebody superior to us. It may be a formal letter of apology, a request letter, an application letter, or something else like that. We know that there are certain manners that we have to follow while speaking to our principal, unlike we speak to our friends. Just like that, we have to follow a format when we are writing a letter to the authority. So there are certain criteria that we have to follow while writing a formal letter. So now let's look on to the recent format of a formal letter. First of all, our letter should be left aligned, then there should be from address and to address, date, then moreover, our letter should be in a formal and official language. At the top left corner, we have to write from address, and below that, after leaving some space, you have to write the date. Then comes the to address or the receiver's address. Then you have to mention the subject of your letter, whether it is an application, an apology, a request, or something else. Then comes a salutation, which refers to the way in which we address our receiver. And the next is the content of your letter. This is the heart or core part of your letter from which the reader will get an idea about the purpose of your letter. And after writing the content briefly, we have to conclude the letter with your name and sign. Now let's look on to an example. So look at the top left corner, I have written the from address, Rakesh Sharma, Apple Apartment, Mumbai. The name, house name and place name have been written. And below that, after leaving some space, I have written the date, 22 October 2020. So please note that this is the actual format of writing date. And again below that, after leaving some space, we are writing the to address. And here we are not mentioning the name of the receiver but only the designation. If it is written to the manager, we can mention the manager or the principal, the teacher, and so on and so. Then we have to write the name of the institution and the place. And one important thing that we have to note is that before writing from address and to address, we have to avoid writing the words from and to. I have seen many of you writing like that. From, comma, then writing the from address, then to, comma, writing the to address. No, we have to avoid writing like that. And below the to address, you have to mention the subject, and here you have to write sub colon, then the subject of your letter. If it is a request, you can write a request for so and so. If it is an application, you can write an application for the post of so and so. So likewise, you have to mention the subject of your letter. And next comes the salutation or the way in which we address our receiver. And I prefer the most to call him or her by sir or madam without an adjective like respected or dear. And after a comma, you can start writing your content at the next line. And be careful to begin it by margin itself. I've seen many starting the sentences or paragraphs from the middle of a line, but according to the recent format, it's not correct. And to distinguish between paragraphs, you can leave space in between them. And after writing the content, you have to conclude the letter formally, and you can use yours faithfully or yours sincerely, but never to use yours lovingly. And after that, at the bottom left side, you have to mention your name and signature. And I have to tell you one more thing. If you're writing the formal letter for an examination, it is not better to reveal your own identity. You have to write a fake name and fake address because this is the code of conduct of an examination. So hope you are all clear with the format of formal letter. Thank you for watching my video and stay tuned for my next video.